Cool. So I'm going through some breathing techniques to help with overhead flexion. Okay, so we can actually get better range of motion with our shoulders because we're going to do a little upper body workout today. But what you'll generally find is if Mo keeps his ribs down, keeps his elbows straight, and he reaches back, keeping the elbows nice and tight, and reaches back, keeping the ribs nice and down, his overhead reach isn't that high, yeah, isn't that far. Ideally, we want it to go straight to the floor, right? When especially at the moment, we're working a lot at a desk and we're kind of getting into this tight position where we round our shoulders, and we get in this position here and we kind of breathe shallow, and we just create more and more stress within our body, and it doesn't really help with mobility. Sometimes a lot of people misdiagnose that kind of lack of mobility for stretch and stuff like that, where actually what we need to do is just breathe into our diaphragm and get a better breath, 3D breathing, to expand the diaphragm and actually get more airflow into the chest. All right, so this is what we're basically going to do. So over the next few minutes, you should start to realize that actually Mo's overhead reach is actually always to the floor. All right, so yeah, see, it's not quite there. So what Mo's going to do, he's going to bring himself here. He's going to put his feet on top of the line as you are right now. You're going to put your feet on top there. Okay. This can be done like before workout. So what we generally start to do, bring your feet a bit closer. So you want like a 90-degree angle with your knees. What we generally want, right? When we stretch, bring your feet in a bit closer, a bit more. So 90 degrees. There it is. Cool. We'll generally go through some like soft tissue work beforehand with the foam roller, and then we'll go into this reset stuff here. This is like actually from Mike Robinson who done this. I was on a course last year which really helped with this. With Taylor Jenicourt and Luke Worthington, but they were awesome at helping diagnose like this kind of like poor overhead reach, and just showing us how diaphragmatic breathing really helps with it. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring our arms up. Cool. All I want you to do, all right, at the time being, is to focus on breathing through your belly. Yeah, in through your nose, and then breathe out through your mouth. And as he breathes out through his mouth, yeah, really slow. So go like 3 seconds in and then like 4 seconds out. And as Mo breathes out, I want him to kind of think about pulling his rib cage down into the floor. Yeah, so as you breathe out, tense it into the floor. There you go. And kind of collapse every ounce of breath. So big breathe in, see expands, and then breathe out, purse your lips. Good, and really force every ounce of breath out. So what you can see is that his diaphragm's rising, his belly's rising. Breathe in, and you can see it start to, as his belly's rising, starts to drive into his chest. Okay, and he's going to breathe out. Yeah, good. And kind of get every ounce of breath out, right? You can go for 2 more. Breathe in through your nose, out through his mouth. Drive it down, drop it down, drop it down. Good. And then 1 more time. Breathe through your nose. And breathe out. Good. And just driving, thinking about driving that rib cage down into his belly button, kind of nice and flat. Okay. That's a really, really simple one. You can actually, if that's too much, you can even bring your hands down and do the same thing. Do 2 more. Breathe in through your nose. Good. And breathe out. What you can see when he breathes his diaphragm, if you do it 1 more time, as he breathes in here, you actually see his chest, it actually starts to flow into his chest as well, which is awesome. And then breathe out. Good. Perfect. We're going to take these two balls. So if you sit yourself up, okay. Because we want a little bit of mobility in our thoracic part of our spine, right? And when we're sitting down at a desk, it generally becomes pretty tight, right? Like now. So we're trying to mobilize it a little bit, yeah? This is pretty sore. So we're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna bring your arms at 90 degrees to start with. Yeah. Okay? Just like so. Cool. And exactly the same thing. Breathe in through your stomach. And as you breathe out, I want you to like think about pressing into, rolling over the top of those balls. It's hard, isn't it? Yeah, and again, breathe in and breathe out. Get every ounce of breath out. So really kind of catch the ribs down. Drive it into the 2 balls. Good, cool, and relax it. So now, as you've done that, we're going to bring our arms up. We're going to do a little crunch. Okay, so what I want to do now, I want to breathe in through your tummy. Then as you breathe out, I want you to rise your shoulders up a little bit, kind of roll over it like a small crunch. Okay. Make sense? As you breathe out. Yeah? So breathe in there, and then you're going to breathe out, going to crunch. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Good, and just reach forward with the arms. Good. And then back down again. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out. Good. Keep breathing out and forcing the ribs down. Good. And one more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Nice. Sweet. Lift yourself up. We're going to bring it back a little bit. There we go. And the same thing again. So we're going to do 3 more breaths again. This is exactly the same principle. Okay, keep these at 90 degrees. Good. We're going to breathe in. And breathe out. Good. And you're just trying to force the breath out and just reach. Yeah, good. And back in. Good. And again. Good. Nice. Wicked. One more time. Breathe through here. Good. And now breathe. You can see now, if you from here, you can see especially the ability to draw more breath in is a lot greater. Cool. And relax. We'll do one more time now. Normally we do like 3 to 4 of these, but you might want to work that thoracic part of the spine, right? So lean back, because that's everyone immobilized. Yeah? Cool. This time, as you drive forward, you need to rotate your arms a little bit. Okay? Yeah? So breathe in through here. Big belly breath. Good, and breathe out. Force it out, force it out, force it out. Rotate. Good. How's it feeling on that? Sore?
Yeah, the breathing ways, because you really notice the difference.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. So you can do one more, okay? So there. Breathe in and breathe out. Really force the breath out. Good. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Nice. Relax. Cool. So now we're going to test this overhead mobility again, alright? So arms up. Good. Put your feet on the floor, just bend over 90 degrees. Like that's it. And it should be a little bit better, right? So keep your ribs down. Over you go. If it's not, there you go. Keep it up. Yeah, nice and press to the floor. A lot better, yeah?
Yeah.
A lot better. So you see the ribs nice and flat as well. We can even test a little bit more, but work a little bit more tricep work as well, yeah? So we're going to do a little bit more. If you want to come up onto your knees. So along with mobilizing the thoracic part of the spine, to get more airflow into the diaphragm, we can start working the triceps, because generally speaking, the triceps and the lats get a bit gritty and a bit tight, especially when we're in this position the whole time, right, on the computer. So you're going to put it at the start of your tricep, right, and you're going to get another ball on top, you're going to squash it, and you're doing basically a bicep curl on it, right? So elbow goes on, your other hand to clamp it down. Cool, and you go for 3. So you go, breathe in, breathe out on the way out. Good. So we're just kind of applying pressure here into that tricep where it's pretty sore for a lot of people, and it causes like a lack of mobility overhead. And breathe out. Good. We go to the middle part. So if you lift up and go forward a bit more. There we are. So same thing again. So bring the ball up a little bit higher. That's it. Good. Sit back and breathe out and go out. And again. One more time. Good. And the last one, we're going to right into the top part of that tricep. Yeah. So you feel it like go forward a little bit more into the spine. There you go. Cool. Yeah. If you apply a little bit of pressure, it should be a little bit sore, yeah? Yeah. Good. Bring it in. And out. Good, and relax. Cool. Instead of saying like same as doing the other side, if you lie on your back now again, right, you should start to see you come forward a little bit, like bring your feet right to the edge. You should start to see that now overhead, if you go to overhead, good, and drive your elbows back, keeping it nice and flat. Yeah, like keeping the ribs down. Yeah, nice and tight. It's a lot better, yeah. So you can just see, right, we haven't done any stretches, we've just mobilized and created more airflow into the diaphragm, all right, which is great for better extension, all right. But hopefully it shows you by better breathing, you can get better mobility. So then when you start lifting, going overhead stuff like pushing movements and pulling movements, we're in a better position. So generally speaking, we're going to reduce your risk of injuries and get stronger and more stable.